I was about to say, are you actually going to leave us with this whole situation with Queen and Lucky getting attacked by a Pokemon and just jump to a different story for the next 3 episodes? But it technically is par for the course for this series. I mean, we still have the whole thing with Nice and Moon that she'll still kind of sitting there as we're going elsewhere. But no, I have to honestly say, a little disappointed that we're jumping to a new character already. Queen, I think, only had 2 episodes, question mark? Yeah, 2 episodes. The Queen only got 2 episodes. Now, granted, I can see this coming back to her if we do get into Loli's story, and at some point she probably runs into that whole situation and helps them out, and the 3 of them are like this trio of power girls kind of thing going on there. I honestly thought they were going to jump to Johnny next after Queen because he's so kind of tied in with Queen's story, but this actually makes a lot of sense. I think Loli's story actually makes a lot of sense to the thing they were developing with Queen. Queen's concept is the idea of sort of women rising up. That was that whole campaign they put behind her, was the idea of women strong, stop looking down on them kind of thing, girl power type of thing. All the ads were nothing but, boa, female characters and all that kind of stuff. Women can be strong too. And so I could totally see them kind of looping in Lily's story with that because, yeah, her whole deal here is it's not necessarily the same thing. It's not that she's struggling with the idea of people seeing her as a woman. It's more so the fact that people just think that she's cute. She's so cute, it's hard to see her as strong, which is actually a really fascinating thing. I think the opening segment of episode 13 was so funny, cute, and it makes sense to what they're doing with her character. The idea that she comes there, she has a hat on. She's obviously female because she got the top on and everything like that. I think they all assume that she is a woman, and she's benching all that stuff, and she's really strong. They got that muscle, and everybody's like, yo, wow, cool, all those reps and everything. But the moment that her hair goes down and she turns around and she looks super cute, they all suddenly go, whose daughter is this? She's so cute or whatever. And suddenly the perception of her changes. They suddenly seem cute. There's no way that she can bench that. Suddenly the trust that they're giving her, the trust value that she's gaining from them plummets. And her muscle mass literally drops on the fly. I just think that's kind of an interesting concept there. It's just, again, it's purely based on perception. Like what they're doing with her character seems to be based on perception. Every time somebody sees her face, sees that she's cute, they suddenly don't trust her, question mark. But that's the weird thing there. I think with Lucky Cyan, she was still able to gain a lot of trust value, but that was more of an idea of her being an idol and the fact that people can trust to gain some sort of luck from her. That was the aspect there of gaining something from her that wasn't necessarily strength. And I think what they're really doing with Lily's character is the idea that they all see her as not strong. They see her as cute. They see her as something to protect, something to value. And I think the one thing that really did stick with me this episode was really that encounter with who I'm assuming is DJ Shindig. Shindig's his name, I think? DJ Shindig. I think the guy that attacked Nono inside of the alleyway, the stalker, I think that was probably DJ. I think DJ was for some reason attacking her because, or at least trying to confront her, because it does seem like he knows the facility and he probably got his equipment there. He comes there and says, nobody recognized me anymore. That could be the idea that he was a hero once and nobody wants to recognize him anymore, even the guys at the reception desk. But it could be the facility itself. Nobody recognized me. But when Loli's helmet gets knocked off, he immediately is like, okay, of course, she's super cute. But then she says, get out of here, creep. And suddenly he goes, yes, and he bows and he runs away. And so I wonder if there might be an element here that's similar to Queen, where not necessarily that she can command people to do things, but I think it's more of an aspect that there's this desire to fulfill whatever she wants. Again, a smile that must be protected concept. It would be really funny if Lily's sort of innate power of Loli ends up being some sort of element of the smile that must be protected. The idea that everybody wants to give her whatever she wants, all being built upon by that initial video that was done. As we see in this episode, it opens up with, yes, she gets her inspiration from Queen. She watched that video. We seen that little brief. I kind of assumed it was going to be her just based on the pink hair. Like, oh, that might be Loli, because I know that Loli has the pink outfit from the cover art and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, that might be Loli. Sure enough, it ends up being her. She wants to be a hero. She goes to Mom. Mom, I want to be a hero. Oh, you're so adorable. Let me record that. I want to be a hero. So adorable. I'm guessing she uploaded at that point. But I kind of felt like what they were building there is this idea of, because she started so early and she was so freaking cute, and with everybody that she encounters, it feels like everybody kind of, bends to her will. I kind of wondered if it was sort of predicated on the idea that, one, she was really young, everybody adored her so much, And even as she's getting older, everybody adores her so much. Her power is causing people to want to give her something. I want to protect this smile, like I said. Anyways, that was a kind of interesting little start there, is the idea that everybody just thinks he's cute. And it kind of sucks. I do see sort of the struggle that they were developing with Lily's character early on, is the idea that I want to be seen as strong. And if I'm not seen as strong, I'll never be a hero. Ever since that day that Queen made that speech, Lily has always been wanting to become a hero. And it doesn't seem like that's happening, because every time she faces off against somebody, they don't take her seriously. That's the key thing. That is the struggle for her versus somebody like Queen. Again, Queen and Boa and all that, that was this new age of females being seen as heroes and strong. Whereas with Lily, it's more taking her seriously. I think a lot of it has to do with that. Not seeing her as somebody that's actually strong, but just seeing her as cute. She's just so adorable. How could you take somebody like that serious? And again, with the trust value system, they wouldn't trust that she's strong. It won't give her strength because they don't see strength in her. She has to make people see her as strong. Otherwise, she'll never adapt. She'll never develop. She'll never get stronger. Again, I think that opening sequence is literally telling the entire episode. She can't pull it down anymore. The moment they see that she's cute, that can't be strong. And it was almost kind of cheesy that they kind of paralleled her with Nono later on, that she's sort of facing the same thing, that nobody takes her seriously because of her appearance. But anyways, yeah, eventually we have Lily decides that she wants to get strong and she needs a new outfit. That she sees DJ Shindig on the news and says, that is my out. That's how I'm going to get stronger. So she decides to build a suit. Just so happened her dad works at this massive facility that makes engineer stuff and happens to have a lab in their basement. And he's such a neglecting dad that he's never around, so he never notices that she's down there messing with, like, experimental metals. Like, later on, Nono's like, what is this metal? I don't know, it's just something that was scrap in my basement. I'm like, that's gonna come up later. That is totally gonna come up later, that she used this, like, super high-tech alien metal to make her armor, and then suddenly Dad's gonna be like, I know what that metal is. How did she make it into that armor with it? That shouldn't be used. Oh no, it's bad. Maybe the Pokemon is Loli. The Pokemon that attacks Queen is Loli. Joking. But yeah, she's going out and she's being a superhero. And eventually, yes, we meet Nono. Now, I have to say, somebody in the comics can probably help me here. I swear I've seen Nono before in this show. Maybe I'm thinking of a different show, but the moment that Nono popped up on the screen, I'm like, what episode was she on? She must have made a cameo at some point. I recognize her. I swear I recognize her. Totally know her voice, Kaguya-sama. But I was like, I totally know this girl. But anyway, she's being attacked by who I'm assuming is going to be DJ Shindig. And again, why I'm saying that is because when Loli was fighting the guy, he was incredibly powerful. This was not a normal creeper. Like, like when it first started fighting, I'm like, oh, it's just some random dude. He's going to get knocked over. No, this dude's going all out against her. This guy's got to be a hero. This guy's got to be somebody with some extreme strength. And again, he's going up against Loli, who has a very advanced technology machinery that she's wearing that has impressed engineers. She impressed Zhong. She impressed Nono. This is something that's impressing people. Enough that her dad's like, yeah, come work at the facility. They know that she pulled something off with that armor. And yet she's being beat up by this random creeper. I think it's going to be Shindig. But yeah, fights him off. Then eventually Nono makes a comment about how cute she is, and that upsets her. Again, finally she got her new armor. Nobody's going to make a comment about her. Helmet comes off. Immediately demoralized. But yeah, she goes home. Dad's there, taking all the stuff out. She gets mad at him. He says, you know, come work at the place. They go to the facility. They look around there for a little bit. Eventually, Zhang shows her the storage area where he works. And he's got his own body armor. I'm going to show you something cool. I know you're super into this. You get all excited. Oh my gosh, a bodysuit armor is exactly what I want. Unclose it. No, super disappointed. She's so disappointed. It's not cute. You got to put some pink on it, dude. I do like that aspect there where, like, at some point she was actually going to change her appearance completely. I think there's an element here where there is sort of a message here where Lily's whole problem is that she doesn't want to become what society wants her to become. There is a little bit of pushback on the norms that people have for what is cute and strong. And again, that's her whole concept. Her story is she wants to be cute. She likes it. It's just she doesn't like the idea that people see cute as being weak. That's the key thing there. This isn't making a statement about social norms in the element of you must be weak because you're a woman. It's more in the realms of seeing cute as weak. She wants to be cute. She wants to wear pink. She likes her long hair. She doesn't want to change how she looks. She wants her armor that they're making together to be cute. But she wants to instill upon people that that can still be powerful. She didn't want to become a tomboy. She didn't want to cut her hair. She likes that. I want to show people strength in that. And I think that's what they're sort of developing with her character in this whole ordeal here. And that's the whole thing with the armor. Yes, if she wanted to be powerful, she would have gotten that dude's armor. It's crazy looking. It's the best storage shed defender ever, as Nono puts it. I love that. But no, we'll go off to the side, and then, they're hanging out together. You're like, oh yeah, the person that I saved, yeah, I did this because, you saved my life. It's a good way to thank you. It gets into that idea of you still made something really cute, but I like the upgrades on it. It's still Loli. It's still me. That's the cool thing there. But yes, this is where we get into Nono's character, which, I'm sorry, this is probably the stupidest thing ever, and I'm sure it's happened many times before. I think I've heard of cases like this, but I'm with Professor Lou here, dude. Fire your HR department. It's like, yes, I came to this facility. I was excited to work in this place. I got the graduates and all these things. I'm at the top of my class in engineering. She comes to this laboratory for engineering, and she walks in there with that massive resume, and they go, yeah, you're a bit too cute looking. I can't see you being an engineer. Let's have you work at the reception desk for a little bit so you can get your, stretch your legs and everything. I'm with Professor Lou. Why would you hire somebody for receptionist who's overly qualified for that? She's not a receptionist. She's a damn engineer. It's like hiring a network engineer to bring you coffee. Again, there's cases of it, I'm sure, but that's a little bit overqualified. If they were paying her for her degree to be a receptionist, and again, I'm not saying like people don't have to take jobs that are under their graduate. I'm not saying that there's not people out there who have, PhDs or whatever, who have to work flipping burgers. What I'm saying is a company who is looking to fill a role of an engineer, but chooses to hire in somebody who has that degree and put them at the receptionist desk. I'm hoping they're not paying her that same cost. I doubt it, because I don't know why she'd take the job. It's just mind-boggling. And again, I'm with Professor Lou. He walks up in there and he's like, Is this your resume? Yeah, that's my resume. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? But yeah, it hurts the way that Lily kind of responds to that. Well, at least he noticed you. Never notices me. I see him maybe once or twice a year. Never pays attention to me. It's that sad reality there. I kind of wonder if one of those elements is going to be, will Professor Lou end up being one of those cases where, yeah, he's been trying to work really hard on some project because it's about the future of mankind or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. It's this crappy story for no, that's for damn sure. I would be furious, but anyways, yeah, because of how she looks, she was too cute. They couldn't see that. But anyways, they go out for drinks together. The creeper shows up again. She just gets up there and starts squirting ketchup all over the window. I was just waiting for the I don't know, the owner to be in the background and going, please don't write on the window. She gets smashed. She goes back into the facility and starts yelling exactly what Professor Lou said to her. You guys are overly qualified. Why are you working back there with that resume? The guy's like, what, you're a graduate? I thought she was saying the same thing to somebody else that was overqualified or something like that. But yeah, a little cute little ending to that whole segment there is that Nono goes in there and says, please become a hero so that you can, show everybody how strong we are, kind of thing. It was really sweet to take us seriously. And then DJ shows up. Now, here's the odd thing. It shows that DJ has the ability to sort of kind of enchant people. He comes in there and everybody starts laughing and he's playing music. Let's all sing together and things start exploding. But additionally, the phone call came in to Nono. And I kind of wonder who the phone call was. I wonder, and I always come to this conclusion, whenever somebody gets communication but it doesn't say immediately who it is, I always assume, yes, Enlighter. I always assume Enlighter when some hero is doing wrong, Enlighter's got to be involved. And I wonder if Enlighter's contacting them to say, hey, this is what up. But again, going back to what I was kind of suspecting earlier when the guy attacked Nono in the alleyway, and the guy was way too strong, I'm assuming it's going to probably be Shindig. That Shindig is somehow tied up with this facility. Possibly the suit that he's in is from the facility. Possibly Nono made it. I think back there when Shindig was first kicked out of FOMO, they said that he lost his contract there. I would assume that was recently. So my assumption there is that he probably got his suit from that facility, and maybe Nono worked on it, and now he's coming in there to get something, or he's mad at her, possibly blaming her for the fact that maybe he's going to blame her for his speakers being horrible, and thus his music was terrible, and thus nobody takes him seriously, everybody laughs, and he blames her for the fact that his suit is malfunctioning, and he lost all of his trust. Who knows? We'll see. Anyways, that's pretty much the episode. A decent episode. I wouldn't say it's probably one of the best. I just had a lot of smile moments. This episode was really fun. I thought that Loli's character so far is really cute. I love her personality. Just trying to fight to get people to take her seriously, but she's too damn cute. I agree. She's too damn cute. And it's so. And again, she calls herself Loli. She doesn't want to lose the cuteness. She just wants to be taken seriously while being cute. She likes cute. She just wants to be seen as strong and cute. It's a cool concept. But anyways, that's my thoughts on episode 13. I was kind of surprised that we didn't get new OP or ED. I just realized that we don't have a new OP and ED. That kind of sucks. It's fine, I guess. And they're amazing OPs and EDs. I'm just hoping we get something new. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button down below. If you like this content and you want to support the channel more, become a member of the channel. Until next time, y'all take care.